Hello loves and welcome to today's video. It is rounding about the end of the year and I'm not reading as much as I normally do because I'm in school. So instead of doing a monthly TBR for November, what I'm going to do instead is my 10 before the end. So this is where you choose 10 books that you are intending to read before the end of the year. Here are my 10. First, we have Tort and Contract Law for Legal Professionals. So this is about tort and contract law in the Canadian legal context, and it does include a lot of really good information about contract law, so I'm hoping to finish that. Next, we have Family Law Practice and Procedure by Joanne Kurtz. This is about family law, divorce, annulment, child support, parenting time, all of those things. As you can see, I have started tabbing this one. I have been highlighting and annotating quite a bit in it, so I'm really hoping to finish this one up. I'm just kidding. Obviously, I have actual picks. Starter Villain by John Scalzi. This is about someone whose uncle dies, and his uncle was like a supervillain, and he like inherits the supervillain business. I bought this during the bookstore crawl earlier this year, and my friend Gretchen really wants me to read this. So I'm putting out my 10 before the end. I think in my try chapter, I only gave it like a 3, but Gretchen seems to think I'll love it. So definitely on my list. Next, we have Red Dragon by Thomas Harris. This is the first book in the Hannibal Lecter series. I own this and no other books in the series, so I do just kind of want to get this off of my series shelf, whether I end up really liking it and try to buy matching covers, or whether I just unhaul this because I don't end up liking it. This is about FBI agent Will Graham investigating Hannibal Lecter. I know about Hannibal through Tumblr. I never actually fully watched the show myself, but I'm hoping that I enjoy the book, and then if I do enjoy the book, I can go watch the show. Next, we have Come Closer by Sarah Grand. This is actually going to be a reread for me. So I did read this, I think, back in May for Escape the Readathon. I did really enjoy it, but my friend Katie wants to read it, hasn't been able to find a copy. I was able to find a copy, so I will be annotating it for her before sending it along. So I'm looking forward to rereading this because I did enjoy it fairly well the first time, and it's a little short one, so this is probably the least ambitious one on the list. Next, we have Notes on an Execution by Danya Kukafka. This is about a man who is on death row, and you basically get an examination of his life through the women in his life. I was really interested in this one when I did my try chapter of it. I've heard phenomenal things about it, and I'm really looking forward to reading that one and hoping that I love it, because my shelves have like no purple on them. I really need a purple book to be a winner. Next is a book that I put on my October TBR and didn't get around to. That is The Call of Cthulhu and Other Stories by H.P. Lovecraft. This is the foundation of a lot of eldritch horror, and I do love eldritch horror in other contexts. So while I'm not having high expectations for loving this, I do, for my own education of the horror genre, want to read this, want to get the basis, and that will help expand my knowledge and my understanding when I read other books that have taken inspiration from H.P. Lovecraft and other eldritch horror. Next is a book I think I said I was going to read in like April, The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. This is a fantasy series, I think, about a peasant girl who ends up going to like an elite military school, I think. I just needed to know it was by R.F. Kuang and I was going to pick it up. People seem to really love this series. I got these for Christmas last year, so I do kind of at least want to read one of them before Christmas again this year. Another book that I said I was going to read months ago and never did. Okay, Hench by Natalie Zena Walshaw. I think I put this on my July TBR. Never got around to it, and I think we have like an actual title and cover for the sequel now, so I do need to stop procrastinating on reading this. I've owned this for several years now. Let's get on that. The last book that I have physically on my 10 before the end, Anne of Cleve by Alison Weir. Did I say I was going to finish this series this year? Absolutely. I also said the same thing last year. I have read one more of the series. I read Jane Seymour. I need to read this one, but look how fat it is. It's too fat. I will read it because I am enjoying the series when I actually am reading them. I just struggle getting myself to read them, if that makes sense. That's the last one I own physically. For ebook, I want to try and read Six of Crows. It is my friend Samantha's birthday month, and I want to try and read a book that she loves. So Six of Crows, I did start reading it in August when I was getting my little crow tattoo, but I couldn't pay attention while I was being stabbed. And also, for some reason, Kaz in my head was a 70-year-old man. You get the reveal that he's 17, and I had to take a break from the book to forget that I saw him as a 70-year-old man, so I can restart again with the correct age range in my mind. Gonna be reading that one before the end of the year, probably before the end of November. Maybe I'll read that next. Who knows? Lastly, I want to read The Wandering Inn by, I think it's Pirate BA. I don't know. This is a fantasy series that my friend Travis absolutely loves. You can tell that I've been very influenced by my friends in my picks recently, because that's what Travis, Samantha, Gretchen. Katie's also the reason I'm reading Come Closer. All of these picks are because I'm very easily influenced by my friends. So Wandering Inn is one of Travis's favorite series, and I started the audiobook for it, but it's 48 hours long, so it might take me until the end of the year to actually finish it. Trying the 3 chapters I've listened to so far, it is I think a portal fantasy where someone from our world falls into a fantasy world and has to figure out what's going on. I'm really excited for that one because I've heard such great things. So those are my actual serious 10 before the end. I hopefully will find time between, classes and final exams and then the holiday season to get some of them read at least. If you made it to the end of this video, let me know what books you're trying to read before the end of the year, or leave is there a crow emoji? Crow or dagger from my Six of Crows, but not Six of Crows tattoo. It's a Dragon Age tattoo. Enjoyed, like, and consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my future videos. There are links in the description to my Goodreads and my Instagram if you want some previews on what I read throughout the month when I get around to doing those. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.